Good Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Chris Sarapsky. This weekend, millions across the country are celebrating America's 250th birthday, and there are a lot of events that you can explore here in the Twin Cities, including the return of Red, White, and Boom. That's in St. Paul. Festivals get underway at 6 with food trucks, a free concert, and a patriotic program before the fireworks light up the sky. Of course, this isn't the only place celebrating the 4th across the Twin Cities. Minneapolis is also hosting its Red, White, and Boom celebration at Waterworks Park. And if you're looking for something to do before the fireworks, the Taste of Minnesota Street Festival continues in downtown Minneapolis through tomorrow night. Keep in mind, however, with rain and potential storms in the forecast, organizers of these events say that they'll be monitoring conditions throughout the day, and delays or cancellations could be possible. So if you're making plans to head out, it's a good idea to check for those updates. Maybe even try Kare 11. Give us a shot before you go. And if you're traveling this weekend, keep in mind that the roads and the airports, they're going to be busy. AAA predicts more than 72 million Americans will be traveling during the week of 4th of July. NBC's Aaron Gilchrist has a look at how busy things are going to be and the price of travel these days.
Today is the federal observance of the Independence Day holiday, and that means millions of people do have this day off, and that could help folks get a head start on the long weekend travel. AAA says 72 million Americans are expected to travel this holiday weekend. That includes about 61 million people moving by car. So a few things you may need to know. On average, right now, a gallon of gasoline is costing about 70 cents more than it did this time last year, but it is down from the peak back in May, and that's a bit of good news for you. As far as traffic goes, well, AAA warns that roads are going to start hitting that peak congestion that we hear about around noon today, and that'll go through about dinner time. And you don't want to forget to have water, to have that emergency kit in the car with you, especially with this extreme heat that we're dealing with in so many places. Now, as for more than 6 million people who are flying this holiday, prices for tickets, we know they're up about 5%. And according to the FAA, more than 51,000 planes are expected to be in the air today. We've already seen some complications. We know that JFK had a temporary ground stop in place yesterday afternoon. And really, that was just because of the extremely high volume they had to deal with at airport. So you want to make sure you pack your patience before you head out the door to celebrate America's birthday. Back to you.
Taking a closer look at gas prices here at home, AAA reports gas prices in Minnesota are costing drivers $3.63 a gallon. Things are slightly cheaper if you're traveling to Wisconsin or Iowa. You can see a little bit of a discount there, North Dakota. But in states like Illinois and Michigan, drivers are seeing prices at or above $4 right now. In southeast Minnesota this afternoon, cleanup efforts are still underway after nearly 8 inches of rain fell in the last day, even shutting down I-90 for several hours. While a lot of roads and highways have reopened, state officials are keeping a close eye on waterways like the Root River, which is still registering very high river levels after overflowing its banks in Lanesboro. It's about an hour away in Austin, Minnesota. Our news partners at NPR report 2 teens and an adult had to be rescued from an overflowing creek as they were found clinging to branches for about 20 minutes. DNR is also closing down some state parks in southern Minnesota after widespread flooding there too. DNR leaders say Beaver Creek Valley State Park is closed after flooding covered roads and damaged a bridge. Plus at Forestville State Park, the Mystery Cave part of the park there is shut down until floodwaters recede. If you're heading out, you can check for updates on the DNR's website. Right now, the U.S. Forest Service is working to put out a new wildfire reported in the Boundary Waters. This one is south of Pine Lake. It's in Cook County. It's about 1 to 2 acres in size right now. At this hour, firefighters are assessing options to put it out. It's still too early to know what may have sparked it. We're going to keep following the story. We'll bring you updates as soon as we learn them. This afternoon in the capital city of Ukraine, Kyiv, rescue crews are combing through the rubble there in search of survivors, as Kyiv observed a day of mourning. It follows the deadliest strike on the city this year, with at least 30 people killed, 92 wounded in a Russian missile and drone attack that happened Thursday. Authorities say 4 more people were killed in the northern Sumy region, including a woman and her toddler daughter. Officials saying today the scale of the destruction is unprecedented in the 5 years of war. Moscow said the attack was in response to Ukrainian drone strikes on Russia. Developing today, a rescue effort is underway to save a NASA space observatory that is slowly falling to Earth. After a successful launch this morning, a satellite called Link is now in orbit with the observatory that's been in space for 22 years. It's expected to boost the observatory's orbit, preventing it from dropping out of space and into Earth later this year. Back in Minnesota, we got an update on a story we first brought you as breaking news on Sunrise Wednesday morning. For the first time, we're hearing from a family of a woman that was killed after state troopers say that she fell out of a car before being run over. But the woman's daughter doesn't believe her mom's death was an accident. It happened about 2:30 Wednesday morning near I-94 and the Highway 65 35W split in Minneapolis. Joe McCoy shares the family's emotional plea for answers.
I talked to her earlier that day. She always called me.
The past 36 hours have been a nightmare for Gigi Brown.
She was loved. She was loved deeply.
Her 61-year-old mother, Sonia Brown, was a passenger in a car driving on I-94 when State Patrol says at 2:30 a.m. Wednesday morning, she fell out. Sonia was ran over by other vehicles and died. We are pausing the traffic camera video right before she falls out.
As far as I'm being told, that my mother was fearful for her life and she jumped out of a car.
Gigi says the male driver gave that story to investigators, but she feels under no circumstance would her mom have jumped out of a car.
She was terrified of cars as far as like speed and like she just wouldn't do that. I couldn't see it.
Gigi says there were two people in the car with her mom whom she often partied with.
I think she was pushed. All I know is it was them three in the car and my mom ended up dead. So they both equally responsible in my eyes.
Gigi will no longer have her daily phone calls with her mom, and her kids won't have their grandma that they shared a special bond with.
My kids loved her. Loved her. Whatever she couldn't be for me, she made sure she was for them. She deserved peace and justice. And I'm gonna make sure she gets it.
Joe McCoy reporting. The State Patrol says they cannot release any further information at this time since it's an active investigation. Gigi says that she'll be not stopping fighting for her mom until the truth comes out. This afternoon, one person is seriously hurt in an overnight shooting on York Avenue South in Edina. This is video from that scene. Police say they found a person who'd been shot around 10:30 last night. They were sent to HCMC. Investigating officers closed the area between Hazelton Road and West 72nd Street for several hours. That area is now back open. So far, though, no one's been arrested. New this afternoon, Crystal police say several people are in jail after someone threw, get this, a flamethrower at them during a police chase. Officers say on Wednesday, police were attempting to stop a vehicle in connection to suspected burglary and weapons offenses. A chase started. And then police say the occupants threw the flamethrower out the window toward the squad cars. Officers were able to stop the car where they found several other weapons, over 100 grams of marijuana and fentanyl. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in that incident. Frustrations in New Hope this afternoon. Some families are upset over new admission policies at the city's public pool. City leaders say it's for staff and guest safety. In comments online, though, plenty of people call the move unfair, while others argue the city is simply being proactive. Raya Katane has more on the changes and the growing backlash.
In the heart of New Hope.
It is so lovely inside. It's really fun.
The city center is home to a popular public pool.
It's awesome.
Especially on hot days.
Now the center of some people's frustrations.
I'm sure that this pissed off a lot of people.
Changes implemented this week stem from what the city describes as a verbal confrontation on Monday that briefly turned physical between two groups of people near the front entrance. Police responded and the city says staff closed the pool 50 minutes early as a precaution.
I like that it was a swift response because they came here on Tuesday and those changes were already put into place.
Some of the policy changes, including having more police officers here on the ground, checking bags at the front door, and stopping daily admission passes at 5 o'clock, meaning only season pass holders are able to get in after 5 p.m.
We're trying to get in before 5 o'clock because being from out of state, we don't have season passes.
This family made it just in time, but some people couldn't.
To turn away people that live in the community just after 5, a lot of people don't get off work till 5.
So what am I supposed to do? Never come to this pool again?
Some say they do support the safety measures, like checking bags at the door.
Try and keep the violence down. It's got to start someplace.
But at that season passes, which range from $85 to $105 per person, may not be accessible for everyone, and the 5 o'clock deadline may be unrealistic.
There are a lot of people that maybe have mom and dads that work, and so they don't get home until after 5 o'clock.
The city says it will continue to evaluate the changes and make adjustments as needed.
I'm like seriously so frustrated.
But in the heart of the city, some people's frustrations are front and center. Raya Katene, Kare 11 News.
We reached out to New Hope Police to get some more details about Monday's incident, including how many people were involved and if any injuries were reported, though we have not heard back. We are getting another look at the future plans for the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. The Trump administration says it's taking bids for a contractor to keep it clean in the long term. That includes keeping the water clear as well as removing leaves, debris, and dead animals. Before that, the pool will need repairs, which the National Park Service says to handle once the 4th of July celebrations are over. Stick with us. We got more news and weather coming up after the break.